Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandra Moreno Martinez, and today I will present my research project titled Relationship between Knee and Hip Joint Angles and Ground Reaction Force in the Spike Jump of Elite Volleyball Players. Okay, the volleyball is a high-intensity intermittent sport involving explosive movements in both vertical and horizontal directions. The spike jump is one of the most demanding and decisive actions. So, this research analyzes how knee and hip joint angles influence the force generated during the jump. Like I said, the movement of the spike jump is considered one of the most complex and decisive skills in volleyball. So, this movement demands a high degree of biomechanical coordination, combining horizontal momentum and vertical impulse. Also, the synchronization, like coordination in the movement. Like we see on the image, here is the old movement of the spike jump. We are talking about the preparation phase, the jumping phase, the landing, so is the impact phase, and also the landing phase. We are talking specific on the spike jump, and we are already done a lot of research. So previous research has faced the critical role of joint angles and ground reaction force. So that's why we are specific looking some of the results, like we can um, we can improve this movement with these results. Okay, the main objective of this study was to explore relationship between joint angles and ground reaction force. Um, this this is the general objective, but in specific objectives, we have four of them to determine the most common range of knee and hip joint angles during the loading phase of the spike jump. Like is the counter movement jump, and we are looking about the how many force we can produce in the in the stretching short cycle to measure the magnitude of the ground round force and the rate of force development in the takeoff phase to identify correlation strips between angular and kinetic variables to compare spike jump performance with standardized tests such as the CM jump and the squat jump. Like I said, according to previous studies, joint angles and ground rate force significantly affect jump performance and injury prevention. The spike jump is a biomechanical complex skill that integrates kinetic and kinematic variables for optimal performance. Otherwise, the ground reaction force in joint angles significantly influence jump height and efficiency in volleyball players. These are some of the authors that is a specific talk about the spike jump. In addition, Baena Raya in 2024, he said that proper control of a hip and angles can enhance the stretch shortening cycle and reduce the risk of injury. These are some aspects that is so important to take in the sport of the volleyball, because there are some injuries that are provoked by this specific um, technique of the spike jump. We are working in with around 12 elite volleyball players to this protocol, in the age like 80 years and more. Um, we are looking about volleyball players that have more than 5 years of experience. We are taking the materials like force platform to make some counter move jump test and a squat jump test to uh, look the force that each player are producing. Video analysis with the Kinovea to make to look the 3D movements and the technical, biomechanical, and angles of joint and knee. And we are the protocol consists in that each athlete perform three submaximal spike jumps after a standardized warm-up, and then the athlete will perform three maximal spike jumps to consider the protocol well done. The data collection is still in progress. However, preliminary observations suggest a consistent flexion pattern and high ground round force values during takeoff. Our hypothesis is that there is a significant relationship between hip and knee joint angles and the ground reaction force generated during the spike jump in elite volleyball players. Uh, I used to take my work in Brutus Sports Science, that they work with athletes, elite athletes, um, like MMA fighters, volleyball players, and soccer players. And I think my experience was very great, um, mm, very great, and I really enjoyed. But my proposal is to improve the time management and task coordination, because we occasionally experienced overlapping responsibilities during the project. So I think this is a great idea that they can be better in the future. Like I said, my experience was really good. I really enjoyed it, because I learned a lot of the scientific research, and that allowed me to gain deeper knowledge about the sports performance. Here are the main sources that support the theoretical and methodological framework of my research, and that the quotes that are mentioning in this presentation are from these authors. Thank you very much for your time and for all that we learned in this subject.